Hi guys, this is Bill from Spencer1984.com with what was supposed to be the first update to the Deuce of Spades Roadster, but thanks to my poor planning, I'm going to have to push that off a week. I thought I had all the parts lined up. The engine was going to be coming from AMT's 55 Chevy Stepside, which has some nice upgrade parts including Edelbrock valve covers, but it turns out they're the wrong style for what was in the Deuce of Spades. In fact, the only place where I can source them from a kit was the 70 Blazer Jimmy from AMT that's been long since discontinued. Fortunately, Replicas and Miniatures of Maryland has them. Unfortunately, Norm is going to be at IPMS and won't be able to ship until the week of the 28th. So, I could either show you some progress on the Deuce of Spades car now, and then next week have to take a week off while I'm waiting for parts to arrive, or I figured I could show you what I've been doing in the meantime, which is kind of digging through my partially built stash and finding some things that I could finish off. The first of them is something that's been working for a while, and it's the Pink Pig from Porky's, based on Mobius's Hudson kit. I bought the kit shortly after it came out, and I also bought the resin 4-door body to do this conversion, but it's been fighting with me. The kit itself is great, and the resin body I really have no problems with, but for some reason it's just not been flowing for me. I've got the engine done, I've had the chassis done, and I even had the interior done for a while. One of the biggest problems I was having was getting some paint on it. I was having regular issues of orange peel, and then fish eyes, and then dust in it. It's just one problem after another after another. And I finally got a coat of paint on it that looked okay, and then it was time to do the trim. And normally I like bare metal foiling. I know a lot of people don't, but it's something that I actually enjoy doing. But again, for some reason on this particular kit, it was and still is giving me headaches. I need to go over it, clean up some of the little rough spots along the edges there. And I've got a feeling that this is one that I'm just going to kind of push through to the end, call it done, and however it turns out is how it turns out. I'm not going to worry too much about it at this point. The other one, fortunately, is going a lot better, and it hasn't been in the works for nearly as long. It's been in the planning stages, though, for about 20 years now. This is the Toyota Land Cruiser from the novel version of Jurassic Park. It's been something that I've wanted to build since I read the novel back in the early 90s. I actually read the novel before the movie had come out and was hooked on it right then. We never got a full description of what the Land Cruisers looked like, so there was a lot of interpretation available, and for a long time I've been kicking around various ideas on what it could look like, what would match both the descriptions that are in the book as well as something that was legitimate for the time period. Like, for example, the events took place in late 1989, but Toyota was coming out with a brand new Land Cruiser that debuted in '89 for 1990. So, given everything that was going on, I could see that the character Hammond, as he was shopping around to different automobile manufacturers, he got to Toyota. Toyota said, yeah, we've got a new one on the horizon. And so I'm basing this on the 1990 Toyota Land Cruiser, with a few bits and pieces that are indicating that it's not quite the finished model, that it's still a prototype. Like, for example, I'm using an incorrect dashboard. That's actually a modified Mustang component. And I'm doing that in part for the whole, this isn't the absolutely finished model yet, and also to give me some place to mount the monitors inside. So little details like that that won't match up to anything specifically, but are being done intentionally to kind of make this a pre-production model. The kit itself is very nice. It's got working suspension at all four corners, which is kind of cool. It also has working steering, although that's a little bit stiff. it does actually work. And of course, rolling wheels. Most of these I normally just kind of skip over. I'll usually glue the wheel solid, but everything went together and fits so snugly on this, I kind of just am going with it. So the next things that I'll be doing are I have to put the electric motor in it, I have to finish the interior detailing, and then I have to add the markings and the trim to the body. And that's going to be some logos here on the sides, one on the hood, a red pinstripe down the sides to break the green and white, and then some markings to indicate that it's an electric vehicle and kind of advertise who built it. So that's what I got going on right now. Check back next week when I will have an update on the Deuce of Spades car, and at some point in the future I'll also have an update on these two. Thanks for watching.